Section 4.4, Division with Polynomials. So in this section, we're going to split it up into two parts. Part 1 is a division of a polynomial by a monomial, which is just one term. This type of a problem is pretty quick. What we want to do is, in this case, rewrite your problem as 3 fractions, which I have here, and then we're going to reduce each fraction. Remember that you need to subtract your exponents for the same base. So let's start with the first fraction. When we reduce, we're just going to be left with x, and then 7 minus 3 is x to the 4th. Plus, reduce 36 over 15, and that's going to give us 12 over 5. 6 minus 3 is x to the 3rd. Minus, the last fraction reduces to 5 over 3. And that is our final answer, completely reduced. Let's take a look at part 2. Part 2 is division of a polynomial by a polynomial, meaning if you have more than one term in the denominator, then we need to use long division. So this is how you would write it out. You've got the outside binomial, and the inside we have 4 terms. We want to use long division, and in addition, check the order of the terms right here. It should go from largest exponent to smallest. Also, if there are any missing terms, we need to use 0. You will see that in the next example. This is how we go through long division. You need to get 4x to the 3rd. So we ask ourselves, x times what is 4x to the 3rd? That would be 4x squared. And then you multiply. 4x squared times x gives me 4x to the 3rd. Plus 4 times 2, that's 8x squared. You have to be careful because the next step is to subtract. Since you have a binomial, we have to distribute the negative to each term. This turns into -4 and also -8. 4 minus 4 is 0. We always want the first term to go away, to be 0. And then you have to subtract 2 minus 8. That gives us -6x squared. Next, bring down -3x. We go through the process one more time. X times what gives me -6x squared. That's going to be -6x. We multiply with both terms. Subtract and distribute the negative. -6 plus 6 is 0. -3 plus 12 gives me +9x. Bring down +1. Last part. X times what is 9x? That's just going to be +9. Multiply 9 with both terms. Subtract and distribute. 9 minus 9, 0. 1 minus 18 is -17. This right here is your remainder, r. We have to write our answer in this form. Q is your quotient, which is right here. R is our remainder, -17, And D stands for divisor, which in this case is x plus 2. Let's write our final answer. And we box it, and we're done. Next example. This one's a little bit different. If you look at the numerator, which goes inside, it does have a missing term. It does not have x squared. So what we're going to do is write 0x squared as a placeholder. Just makes it a little bit easier. Let's go through the division. So we have to get 9x to the third. 3x times what gives me 9x to the third? That's going to be 3x squared. 3 times 3, 9. And then x squared times x is going to be x to the third because we add our exponents. 3x squared times 2 is negative 6x squared. Subtract and distribute the negative. Notice that the like terms have to line up because we can only add and subtract like terms. So be careful, make sure that they line up, the like terms. 9 minus 9, 0. 0 plus 6 is going to give us 6x squared, positive. Minus 19x. At the top, we need to write plus 2x because when we multiply 2x times 3x, we have to get 6x squared. 2 times negative 2 minus 4x. We're going to distribute. And 6 minus 6, 0. Negative 19 plus 4 is negative 15x plus 9. And the last thing we're going to do is we need to write minus 5 at the top so that we get negative 15x and plus 10. And of course, we will subtract, distribute. Negative 15 plus 15 is 0. 9 minus 10 is going to give us negative 1. That is our remainder. Let's write our final answer. It's going to be 3x squared plus 2x minus 5. That is the quotient minus 1, our remainder, divided by 3x minus 2, which is the divisor. And that is our final answer.